Do you ever wish that you can add an effect just to a specific part of audio in a specific channel? Well, you can inside of Studio One, and it's called Event Effects. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to use Event Effects inside of Studio One. So here inside of Studio One, I have a little track that sounds like this. Just a little doom style metal. And what I want to do is I want to add a specific filter to that bass effect, and I want it to alternate between filtered and unfiltered. And I'll show you exactly how this works. So here we have this bass sound. And what I want to do is I want to cut this into little sections here. So now I can just go to above the middle of the audio and see how my tool automatically changes. I can click and drag, and then I can go below it and then select it like this. And then now it's its own individual piece of audio. Now I'm just going to delete the rest of this here, and we're just going to focus on this. So this one I want to leave normal. I want to make another one though, just duplicate that over, and I want to add an event effect directly to this. So if the browser is not open for you, you just open up the browser, and then you can type in whatever plugin that you want inside of the effects tab. For me, I want to use the EQ. And so now I can just drag this EQ directly onto that piece of audio, but see how it wants to throw it on the entire channel instead of just throwing it on the individual piece of audio. What you want to do is you want to hold Alt on Windows or Option on Mac, and now that specific part of audio will be highlighted in yellow, and then it'll throw an event effect on there. So I'll let go, and there's the plugin loaded for me here, and it's only on this piece of audio. And we can see that because there's this little effect icon down here that isn't on the other ones. And if we select that, we can actually open it right from here, or we can add a new effect. So let's just open that, and then I'm going to add that filter effect like I was talking about earlier. Just going to boost it like this. So now let's take a listen to what that sounds like. I think that sounds pretty good. Now I just want to duplicate that over and over and over again. Now that's pretty cool, but there's another way to actually get to the event effects. So if we come up here to the eye, we can see the information here, and then there's this little section here called Event Effects. If we select a piece of audio with Event Effects on it, there's this little drop-down menu here. Now I can click drop-down, and I can see what the effects are on there. I can add a new effect if I want to, bypass, rename, do all different kinds of stuff, just like you normally can inside of the mixer window. Double-click it to open up the plugin, or just click it once to open up the mini view inside of the mixing window itself. Now this comes really in handy when you want to render that specific part out, and you don't want those plugins actually acting in real time. I can just select this render button here, and it renders that audio out with the effects on it. And I can click restore, and it'll bring it back to normal. Now, two important things to note is, number one, when you add event effects, it actually adds the effect before everything. It's directly on the audio, and then that audio goes through the mixer. Let me show you. So if I open up the mixer here, I just open up span so I can show you exactly what's going on. And let's get right here to this part of the audio. So you can see no event effects, no event effects, and then the event effects. So now we can actually see that this is the first plugin in the chain here. And this is getting hit with this processing that's already on it. See that? Not a problem, but just something to keep in mind. If you don't want the processing together and you want it separate, just duplicate the track down and make a brand new track just with the different parts of processing on there. And now the second thing to pay attention to is when you're using the Melodyne shortcut inside of Studio One and not just adding it onto the mixer channel, which I highly recommend you do, you can add Melodyne to those specific parts of audio that actually need tuning and not having to hard tune the entire vocal. But when you do that, that is an event effect. So here I'm just going to select the key command for Melodyne, which is for me, Control and M. And then it added an event effect right here for Melodyne. I can see that it's right there. So it doesn't add Melodyne for the whole thing, and I can just tune specific parts of anything I want with using that specific key command. And if I want to remove that, I can just come over here to the event effects, come down to Melodyne, right click, click remove, and then that is gone. I have a bunch of presets that are free for Studio One. I have guitar tone presets and vocal presets and a bunch of other really cool stuff. Link for those will be down in the description below. You can click on that and they are absolutely free. If you like this video, you're going to love last Studio One Saturday's video, where I talk about the arranger track and how you can save hours and hours and hours using this very powerful feature inside of Studio One. You can click on that video there. I'll see you over there. Now, as always, go create.